Bom dia, boa tarde, boa noite, or whatever the case may be. My name is Marcus, and I am the host of the Black Brazil Today YouTube channel, as well as the blackbraziltoday.com blog, where I analyze Brazil from the perspective of race. So in today's video, I just want to talk a little bit about this video that came across my social network, social media account. And as I watched the video, I was just kind of, wow, here's another one. Here's another example. I don't know this young lady. It's just, she has quite a few followers on her Instagram page. And this video kind of went viral. And I guess we can kind of see why in today's rising of racial politics in Brazil. As I've said this for a long time, uh, Brazilians who are not white have been conditioned from basically from the time that they're born that it's better to be white. You should, for black women, you should straighten your hair. People, Brazil has always been in the top three, top four countries every year of people who most get plastic surgery. Black women have been, it's been suggested to probably millions of black women, straighten out your hair. You have ideologies that says, well, if you're a man and you have fair skin, you have light skin, if you have cabello crespo, what they call kinky curly hair, you should shave your hair as close to your scalp as possible so that maybe you can pass. So then, getting closer to whiteness has always been the objective. I've talked over and over how many times of numerous videos that I've talked about this painting. The redemption of Ham, it's called Ham's redemption, what they call the rejeição de Cã. They call that in Brazil. And it just basically documents and puts it in a painting form, the ideology of the country to see within 3 or 4 generations, to see the Brazilian people, black people go from this, to go from the dark-skinned grandmother to the white or maybe off-white grandchild, within 3 or 4 generations. And we see this in a lot of Brazilian families. So whiteness has always been set atop the racial hierarchy. So it's intriguing to see how this plays out in we'll say the psychological well-being of just people who can't pass for white in Brazil. It comes out in different ways. This one just happens to come out in a video. I guess she used the woman in the video obviously used some types of, image filters to give her an appearance that's not her reality. So then today's video, you stop pretending to be white. Girl on social media goes viral after removing filters that lightened her skin. So I'm going to try to keep this video short because I like using videos like this because it just reinforces some of the things that I've been saying on this channel for a couple of years now, after all of my experiences in Brazil. So before I get into it, definitely like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, click on the notification bell. So let's go ahead and check out what is it that made this girl's video go viral. So this is the young lady right here. And as I'm just looking at the picture, I'm gonna go ahead and play the video so you can see, why is it that people were intrigued with this video? If you look at what it says on the screen and in the pictures and the stills that I use, it says, you stop pretending to be white. So if you look at some of the images there, you can see the progression that this girl has made. So apparently she used some type of online filters that help her to attain a lighter skin appearance. The funny thing about how she looks with the fair skin is that I can still look at her and be like, okay, just looking at her facial features, she does not strike me as being white anyway. There was a TV series that was, a reality show that was out in the States some years ago. It might have been in the early 2007, 8. I don't remember, but they took 2 families and switched them. They made the black family up to look white and the white family was made up to look black. And I just remember one of the women, the black woman was, I think she was more fair skinned, but they made her up. And I'll never forget this popular morning show, radio show host. He had said, you can put as much makeup on her as you want. Her features are too juicy. He said her features were too juicy for her to pass as a white woman, even with all the makeup and the wig that she was wearing. That's kind of how I see some of this young woman's pictures. You can just kind of look at her and say, I don't, obviously you did something to give the I don't know, you did a camera trick, but just looking at her features, she doesn't look like she would pass for white to me. Now, people would say that she's a parda, brown or mixed race. Some people might call her black. Point is, I don't even think Brazilians would consider her white. Definitely with how she looks originally, even with the whitening effect on her skin, her features just still say that she would never be able to pass for white. That's just me. I don't know how you guys think. Like I said, it's always going to be an issue about who considers who to be black or white. I saw somebody post a comment in a comment section earlier this week, and we were talking about Daniela Mercury. She's a popular singer from Bahia. I've always considered Daniela Mercury, even though she's not like white for Bahia in Brazil, I would consider her white. And somebody commented on that particular video and she says, no, you consider her white. I'm like, okay. That's why I say we can never come to a consensus about race because everybody's going to see something a little bit different. But anyway, the differences between being white or black in Brazil. Why did this young woman feel the need to make herself appear white, in her video? I think it's obvious because everybody knows that in Brazil, for the longest time, ever since colonization and enslavement of black people, it's better to be considered white. You know, People have been socially engineered to want to produce whiter children to be accepted in the white world. There was one of the most popular books on race in Brazil came out in the 1950s. I think the book was called O Negro do Mundo dos Brancos. I think, the black person in the world of the whites. Okay. So it's clear, to be associated with being on the winning team, people want to be considered white. Okay. People have this desire for whiteness in not only their own appearance, they use whatever makeup tricks or they'll straighten their hair or cut their hair close, whatever they can to at least distance themselves from being clearly black. When it comes to how they want their children to look, as I showed in the previous picture, the ideology is to get with a white person so that hopefully your children can come out looking whiter, on the color spectrum. Then you have the challenges of adapting a black identity. In the United States, we learn from very early, very young, what is black and what it means to be black, that you are black. There's no question about that. Person could come out of a mixed race family, person could come out light skinned or whatever. They're still going to be told in their household that they are black. In Brazil, this doesn't necessarily happen. So people grow up with a kind of confusion. People will identify themselves with other colors besides black in order to distance themselves from a black identity. There was a video I did some months back where they were talking about the fear of having black children. In the video, I talked about how some people will purposely label their children as either brown or white on their birth certificate so they don't have to go through life with black or preto on their birth certificate. Anyway, let me get into what I became aware of this video through another Instagram channel, As Negas do Zirigudum, I think it's called. They had some pretty good posts there, and this one caught my eye. It made me go over and check out the young lady's Instagram channel. But in introducing the video, this is what their channel said. It says, a young woman went viral when she participated in a trend on the neighboring network, sharing her journey of self-discovery and racial acceptance by abandoning filters that lightened her skin. In the video, she presents a before and after, highlighting how her skin tone gradually returned to its natural color, symbolizing a process of reconnection with her Black identity. The post received a flurry of compliments. One of the compliments says, "The girl's glow up came with everything," commented one follower. "She's much more beautiful," said another, celebrating the young woman's authentic beauty. "It's worth remembering that the process of recognizing and understanding oneself as a Black person can take time for some people, including pessoas pardas, meaning brown or mixed people. That's why we ask for empathy when commenting." Okay. So that's why I wanted to talk about her video today. I mean, I don't know. She looks very artificial in this picture. I'm gonna have to go back and check out her channel. The video that I showed you, she actually has Beyonce's song Diva playing in the background, but because of YouTube's rules, I didn't want to put the song in the video, so I just muted it. But that's why I thought her video was intriguing. And to put this into context, let's check out a couple of other links from the blackbraziltoday.com blog. Go over there. There's nearly 4,000 articles. This first one, I remember, this one is from 2015. And sometimes I have to go through some of the stuff that I have on the blog because I'll forget. This, like I said, there's almost 4,000 articles over there. But this one caught my eye because of the situation, and it speaks volumes for how a lot of Black Brazilians must feel. Okay, so the name of this particular blog post, do you think I didn't want to be white? The importance of the continuation of the discussion of Black self-worth. So in this particular article, this girl is telling a story about this episode that happened on a bus in Salvador Bahia in Brazil's northeast. Is the capital. Salvador is the capital city of Bahia. So you catch the bus in Brazil. I had to get accustomed to catching buses in Brazil. So what she's explaining here is that there was a situation and a commotion going on the bus. She says that in Salvador, he said most of the buses or the bus system in Brazil, you would, well, let's just say Salvador, you would get on the bus on the back of the bus and you would get off on the front of the bus, and then they turned it around. So people hadn't adapted to the new rules. So what it was that a Black guy walked up to the front of the bus. He's forgetting that you would get on the back of the bus, right? So then apparently the bus driver thought he was a thief. Automatically he's judging the guy, say he's Black, he's getting on this bus, he must be a thief. So then he shouted to the driver, "I'm not a thief. No. If it was a freshly pressed branquinho, a white guy, you wouldn't have not opened the door. I'm a worker. I came here because I made a mistake." Okay. So he got on the wrong side of the bus, and apparently the bus driver mistook him for a thief. But he says, still charged up. The guy continued, "This is punishment because of my color. You think I didn't want to be white? I wanted to at least not go through this." I stopped for a few minutes. I wondered what was going through his head, how his life had been thus far, what he would have experienced to have said something so strong. In my head, I just echoed his questioning. I thought of how many Black men and women didn't have the same desire of that guy. This idea of, look, do you think I didn't want to be white also? And she's saying, we know that there are a lot of Black men and Black women in Brazil who have had this same feeling. So I wanted to throw that out there and put it in context with the video. This girl making herself look white on the video because white is considered being better. It's considered superior. It's considered being on the winning team. This video, I actually did this video back in August of this year. The question in the video was, what's the most racist thing you've ever heard from somebody? And the girl said, a guy she was dating said, "You're pretty, but I can't take you home to my family because you're Black." You can go back in my archive. I think this video came out a couple of months ago. Definitely check it out. What does that make a person feel like? So it means, okay, he's gonna, he's cool kicking it with her, but he's not gonna take her home because she's Black. If she was white, she probably wouldn't have heard that, right? Here's another article. Nadia Maria Rodriguez. Everything changed in my life after I became Black. Teacher reveals how consciousness and bell hooks influenced her identity. There's a lot of things in this particular article. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but she just talked about how her father was Black and her mother was something else. She might have been mixed or something. She got called cabelo de bombril, which is a scouring pad. I've always talked about how Brazilians make these racist statements about black people's hair, comparing it to a scouring pad. What else? She was called the neguinha, the little Black girl with the steel wool hair. I had no money to straighten my hair. She went through a lot. So the American author, I know Bell Hooks passed away some years ago, but her work is very popular in Brazil. A number of her books have been translated into Portuguese. And so this is another Black woman who's talking about how it took her a while to come into accepting her own Black identity. Okay. It's better to be white or to be brown. That's what Brazil teaches people. Here's another one. Liniane constructed her identity as a Black woman through studies. This is another thing that's been talked about a lot in Brazil. With the rise of Black Brazilians having more access to college, they'll go in being maybe, whatever color they might say they are. They might be a moreno or mestizo or pardo. And through education and being in a mostly white environment, they come out being Black people. So that's how this woman says she constructed her identity. She constructed her identity through studies. Let me see if there's anything in here that I can pull out to, emphasize the point here. She says here, "Eu me tornei negra em 2013. I became Black in 2013. I always say that what marks my identity as a woman and as a young Black woman is Nu Afro. It was a group that apparently she met while she was in the university. It's a space where we have the dimension of memory, everything that we experienced to get here. So these are just important stories that just show that the Black identity thing is not something that Black Brazilians learn from the day one. They often become Black. Okay. Let's go into another article here. It's been 1 year since I've been Black, the struggle for identity and coming out. This girl talks about it as well. She says, it's been 1 year since I've been Black. This did not happen by chance, nor from one day to another, but it's impossible to define that 1 year ago I assumed this identity. I was born branca or white, almost blonde, some say. My hair was thin and light colored. I had pale skin with accordance to my name. What is it? Lívido, pálido, which means livid and pale. Relatives and visitors always complimented me when they came to meet me. What a beautiful girl, branquinha, a little white girl. I was a racist child when I was very small. I would say that I didn't like my mother's color, according to her. I would say that my sister, darker than me, darker than I at the time, must be the daughter of a mulher negra, a Black woman who lived on the street. I don't remember. At school, I thought I was ugly. I hated my hair. I cried in attempts to untangle it. I suffered when I got lice. I wondered, why didn't God give me straight hair? So these are all the things that a lot of Black Brazilians go through, this rejection of what they see. Apparently, this woman was born fair skinned, and then she got darker. And it just came to a point like you can't deny that that you're a Black woman. She declared herself a parda, a mixed brown woman at a certain point, until she made a full transition into becoming a Black woman. It is a transition for a lot of Brazilians. Um, so then these last articles right here, it talks again, these are all talking about the process of interracial relationships. And I've said this before over and over. It's not that interracial relationships are necessarily wrong. I'm not saying that at all. But the question is always, when it's a Black person involved in an interracial relationship, are they truly interested and have feelings for the person who is white, who are a person who just happens to be white? Or consciously or subconsciously, are they looking to get a white person to give themselves more value and eventually have whiter kids? It's a question that I can't answer for individuals, but a lot of individuals have come to understand this, and they go through this process of becoming Black and understanding the value of being Black. Okay. So this is the reason I wanted to talk about this video today, because that's what came to mind when I saw this young lady's transition. You know, I don't know where she is personally, where she is in terms of her identity, but maybe the video coincides with her acknowledging that she's not a white girl. I don't know. It'd be interesting maybe to interview her. But anyway, that's why I wanted to share this video today. I think visually this represents where a lot of Black Brazilians are. This is what I want to look like, but eventually you come to accept that you are a Black or brown woman. Anyway, what did you think about today's video? Definitely drop a comment in the comment section. I always love to read the comments, even if I can't read all of them, if I can't respond to all of them. People really, sometimes people put comments and make me think about something in a way that I never thought about it. So I appreciate all of your comments. Definitely like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel. Consider clicking on that notification bell so that you know when I put up a new video. With that said, I'm going to end this video here. Request that you all come back. Check out the next video that I post here at Black Brazil Today.